इस्राएल की भूमि में हन्ना नाम की एक स्त्री रहती थी। वह एक दयालु और प्रेमी पति एलकाना की पत्नी थी। लेकिन हन्ना एक गहरी पीड़ा से ग्रस्त थी, उसके कोई संतान नहीं थी। हर वर्ष वह अपने परिवार के साथ शिलोह के मंदिर में उपासना और बलिदान चढ़ाने जाती थी। लेकिन जब वह अन्य महिलाओं को उनके बच्चों के साथ देखती तो उसका दुख और बढ़ जाता। एक संध्या अत्यधिक दुखी होकर वह मंदिर में घुटनों के बल बैठी और प्रार्थना करने लगी।
Hannah was barren and
उसके
deeply
होंठ हिल
grieved,
रहे थे,
while her
परंतु
husband's
कोई
other wife,
आवाज नहीं निकल
Peninnah,
रही थी।
mocked her for it.
हे
Every year,
सर्वशक्तिमान
she went to the
परमेश्वर,
temple,
वह
praying
फुसफुसाई,
in silent
यदि तू
agony for
मुझे
a
एक
child.
पुत्र देगा
One
तो मैं
day,
उसे
she
जीवन
made a
भर के
vow,
लिए तुझे
Lord,
समर्पित कर
if you give
दूंगी।
me a son, I will
महायाजक
dedicate him
एली
to
ने
you
उसे
forever.
देखा और
The
सोचा
priest
कि वह
Eli saw
नशे
her
में है।
praying and thought she was drunk,
उसने
but she
कठोरता से
explained her
पूछा,
pain.
तू कब तक इस
Moved,
अवस्था में
Eli
रहेगी?
blessed her, saying,
हन्ना ने
May God
शीघ्र
grant your
उत्तर दिया,
request.
नहीं
Soon
मेरे
after,
स्वामी, मैं
she
नशे में नहीं
conceived
हूँ।
and bore a son,
मैं प्रभु के
Samuel.
सामने अपना
True to
मन
her
उंडेल रही
promise,
हूँ।
she brought Samuel
एली
to
ने
the
उसकी
temple once he
सच्चाई
was
को
weaned,
समझा और कहा,
dedicating him
शांति
to
से
God's
जाओ
service.
और परमेश्वर
Though it was hard
तुम्हारी
to let
प्रार्थना
go,
सुने।
Hannah rejoiced,
कुछ
singing
समय
praises
बाद
to the Lord.
परमेश्वर ने
Her
हन्ना की
faith was
सुधि ली
rewarded.
और उसने
Hannah was
एक पुत्र
barren
को
and
जन्म
deeply
दिया।
grieved, while her
उसने
husband's
उसका
other
नाम
wife,
शमूएल रखा,
Peninnah,
जिसका
mocked her
अर्थ
for
है
it.
परमेश्वर
Every
ने सुना।
year, she went to the temple,
जब शमूएल
praying
बड़ा
in
हुआ
silent
तो
agony
हन्ना
for
ने
a
अपना
child.
वचन पूरा
One
किया।
day, she made a
वह
vow,
उसे मंदिर ले
Lord,
गई
if you
और
give me a
एली के
son,
सुपुर्द कर
I will
दिया।
dedicate him to you
उसने
forever.
कहा, मैंने इस बालक के लिए प्रार्थना की थी और अब मैं इसे प्रभु को अर्पित करती हूँ। हालांकि अपने पुत्र से दूर होना
Hannah was
कठिन था,
barren and deeply
हन्ना का हृदय
grieved,
आनंद
while
से
her
भर गया,
husband's other
यह
wife,
जानकर कि
Peninnah,
शमूएल प्रभु
mocked her
की
for
सेवा
it.
करेगा।
Every year,
और
she went to the
परमेश्वर ने
temple,
अपनी
praying in
विश्वासयोग्यता
silent
में
agony for
उसे
a
और भी
child.
संतानें दी।
One day, she made a vow,
शमूएल इस्राएल
Lord,
के सबसे
if you give
महान
me a son,
भविष्यवक्ताओं में
I will
से एक
dedicate
बना,
him to you
जो
forever.
हन्ना के
The
विश्वास
priest
और
Eli saw
परमेश्वर
her
की
praying
अटूट
and
प्रतिज्ञा
thought she
का
was
प्रमाण
drunk,
था।
but she explained her pain. Moved, Eli blessed her, saying, May God grant your request. Soon after, she conceived and bore a son, Samuel. True to her promise, she brought Samuel to the temple once he was weaned, dedicating him to God's service. Though it was hard to let go, Hannah rejoiced, singing praises to the Lord. Her faith was rewarded.
In the land of Israel, there lived a woman named Hannah. She was married to Elkanah, a kind and loving husband. However, Hannah carried a heavy burden. She had no children. Each year, she traveled with her family to the temple in Shiloh to worship and offer sacrifices to the Lord. But her sorrow deepened when she saw other women with their children. One evening, overwhelmed with grief, she knelt before the temple and prayed, her lips moving but no sound coming out. "O Lord Almighty," she whispered, "if you will give
Hannah
me a
was
son,
barren and
I will
deeply
dedicate him
grieved,
to you for
while
all
her
his
husband's
days."
other wife,
Eli,
Peninnah,
the
mocked
high
her for it.
priest, saw
Every
her and
year,
thought she was
she went to the
drunk.
temple,
"How
praying
long
in
will you be
silent
in this
agony
state?"
for a child.
he asked sternly.
One day, she
Hannah
made a
quickly
vow,
replied,
Lord,
"No,
if you
my
give me a
Lord,
son,
I am not
I will
drunk.
dedicate him to you
I am
forever."
pouring out my
The
soul
priest
before the
Eli saw
Lord."
her praying and thought
Eli,
she was drunk,
realizing her
but she
sincerity,
explained her
said,
pain.
"Go in
Moved,
peace, and may
Eli
God
blessed
grant
her,
your
saying,
request."
May God grant
Not
your
long
request.
after, the Lord
Soon
remembered
after,
Hannah,
she
and she
conceived
gave
and
birth to
bore
a
a
son,
son,
naming him
Samuel.
Samuel,
True
meaning,
to her promise,
"God has heard."
she brought
When
Samuel to the
Samuel was
temple
old
once he
enough,
was weaned,
Hannah kept her
dedicating
promise.
him to God's
She brought
service.
him to the
Though it
temple
was hard to
and
let
placed
go,
him in
Hannah
Eli's
rejoiced,
care.
singing
"For this
praises to the
child I
Lord.
prayed,"
Her faith
she
was
said,
rewarded.
"and now
Hannah
I
was
give him
barren
back
and
to the
deeply
Lord."
grieved,
Though
while
it
her
was hard to
husband's
part with
other
her
wife,
son,
Peninnah,
Hannah's heart was
mocked her
filled
for
with
it.
joy,
Every
knowing
year,
that Samuel
she
would
went to the
serve the
temple,
Lord.
praying in
And
silent
God,
agony
in
for
his
a child.
faithfulness,
One
blessed
day,
her with more
she made a
children in the
vow,
years to
Lord,
come.
if you give me a
Samuel grew
son,
to be
I
one
will
of
dedicate
Israel's
him to you
greatest
forever.
prophets.
Hannah was barren and deeply grieved, while her husband's other wife, Peninnah, mocked her for it. Every year, she went to the temple, praying in silent agony for a child. One day, She made a vow, "Lord, if you give me a son, I will dedicate him to you forever."